All right, guys, so here we go. Guess what I'm looking at right now? Some Space Marine 2 news, some official stuff from the dev team, and also, yes, some really cool Techmarine leaks, because things are heating up around the Techmarine since we're past update 11. Now we're going to go on to update 12, which is going to be all about the Techmarine, and I cannot wait for it. So we're going to talk about him today, as well as those dev responses, and then get into your top comments as well. Plus, we have to talk about one of the heroic weapons. It's having quite the issue. It's kind of ridiculous. We're going to get into that as well. But you know what? Check this out right here.
So have you guys ever wondered what would happen if Nintendo made a Souls-like game? Well, that's what the developers of Slayer the Demon Haunted World have set out to do, and a huge thanks to them, by the way, for sponsoring today's video. And what's really cool about this game is how it differs itself from other games by offering unique combat styles mixed with strategic battles. You play as Alaya, the main hero who was born under the pale moonlight, and she must stand against the fallen star and stop the Nightmare Rising from the top of the tower. And the core experience, called Master Mode, by the way, features a unique directional combat system where you must attack from the front, meaning you really have to strategize your next move. And there's also a standard action mode for full directional attacks, and even a hardcore mode too if you like that higher difficulty. You can also forge your own fighting style with gear and skills, survive deadly traps and puzzles, and face bosses too. So check out Slayer the Demon Haunted World while it's on sale by clicking on the link down below. That's approximately 30% off the main price, and you can even score an additional discount too before the 14th. And you even have more DLC to look forward to with that massive DLC scale update on the horizon. So join me now, click on that link down below to check out Slayer the Demon Haunted World.
All right, so let's get into the Space Marine 2 news. We're going to start out with what is going on around with the Techmarine. So we got to head on over to the Space Marine 2 modding Discord. Those guys are always doing some really cool stuff. And they have that leak section, which has always provided an abundant amount of information that pretty much pans out to be true every single time. And check it out right here. This is about the Techmarine. It says Techmarine trials are now in the code. This was posted by Alpha. It does say this. Edit, this seems to be the only notable text addition compared to the PTS. But if we actually take a look at the details right here with those trials, we're going to take a look at some of the abilities. It's really cool. So of course we have Rite of Purging, Iron Sentinel, and Ascension Protocol. For Rite of Purging, it says cleanse the arena with your shoulder bolter, wiping out the swarm. So it's going to be a ton of fun using that shoulder bolter. And then for Iron Sentinel, what you got to do is secure the capture zone and defend it with your sentry turret. Do not abandon your post, and do not allow the turret to be destroyed. So yeah, we're going to have a turret, which is going to be really cool. And Ascension Protocol says activate both sentry turrets to annihilate the Tyranid horde. And let me tell you what, I cannot freaking wait for the Techmarine. I think it's going to bring back a lot of the Space Marine 2 audience, especially people that have probably kind of like moved on perhaps to like things like Helldivers 2, Arc Raiders. I think there's going to be really a reason to try out the Techmarine, of course. But you're probably wondering, hey, Robbie, what about the actual release date for the Techmarine? And a lot of you guys are probably wondering, would this be like a surprise update for Christmas? Well, I wouldn't expect that at all, especially when we go off the official Season 2 roadmap. So Techmarine is going to be part of Update 12, of course. We're also going to be getting a really cool PvE operation, a new one. And that is going to be happening in Q1 2026. So just remember that. That could mean January, of course, 2026, or even like February 2026. Crossing my fingers is as early as possible in 2026, hopefully in January. But I will keep you guys in the know what happens in regards to the Techmarine release date, of course. But yeah, we also had a bunch of dev responses out on the official Discord, so let's get into those questions and answers. And the big question is, will there be more classes after the Techmarine? That is a great question, and the response is this one, very kind of like diplomatic from Useloft, who says way too early to tell. And this is kind of interesting because I honestly think what they're communicating right now is to see how popular the Techmarine actually is, how many players actually come back to the game, and also how the Techmarine will synergize with the rest of the squad, I guess you would say. And I imagine that they have a lot of different options on the table right now as to what they want to do next. We've heard all sorts of different rumors. But the big question is, what would you guys like to see ultimately? Would you like to see like a librarian or something like that? Or hey, even the apothecary, that's always been a big rumor. What do you think should fall next in the pipeline when it comes to new classes after the Techmarine? And by the way, we've got to pivot on to another big subject here, which is what is going on with the heroic weapons. In particular, yes, the heroic heavy bolt pistols hip fire is comically inaccurate. And we have Mad Donuts who actually posted a video here, which shows how absolutely absurd this is ridiculous. The hip fire is on this weapon. It's just absolutely crazy. We have another thread here mentioning the same thing. Hip fire with the new heavy bolt pistol is crazy bad. The dev team really needs to get on this because for a heroic weapon, this is absolutely absurd. And I really hope that they give some sort of comment about what they plan to do to actually address this because this is just ridiculous. They need to do some sort of hot fix for sure. I don't know if this is like 100% intentional or if it's like a really bad bug. I'm trying to look for any type of responses from the dev team out on Discord or, even on the subreddit to see if they respond here. Hopefully we do get some sort of response in the future because, yeah, I really do think that this needs to be addressed. But you know what? Let's get back to those official dev responses out on the official Discord. Here's the question here. Check it out. Just curious, are there any plans currently to add an FOV slider to console? This has always been a big question. Has anything changed? That's the thing we're wondering here. And unfortunately, the answer is going to be no still. So again, at this point in development, I really don't think that this will be added. I really wish I could tell you guys, hey, this will be happening, but it seems like that is not going to be the case. But what do we have next here? We have is intended that we can't change the color of the Black Templar helmet. Seems like some of you guys actually want that to be a thing, and the answer is yes. So that is the intent. They are going to be keeping the Black Templar helmet, dark black and mysterious. Also, we have requesting some clarity here. In the patch notes, the bullet point works like a fencing weapon as originally intended, has been seen under both fist and heavy bolter. The latter is where it lies now. Just want to confirm which is intended. And Musilov chimes in, responding, saying this, yes, it's on the heroic heavy bolter. It works as a fencing weapon. So, the more you know there. And we have this one right here. Sorry to bother, but will it happen in future updates? Claw gauntlets, which I gotta say would absolutely be badass to see. This is something that would be very, very cool. And the answer is, at the moment, it's not planned. A key takeaway there, he says, at the moment, and Discord was keen on this and they actually responded and we got a further response from our community manager here. So yeah, check it out. We have this response. I see for the moment there is hope after all. Thanks. So you're telling me there's a chance. And Yuzlov actually chimed in saying, I mean, there's always hope for anything. Life is a casino every day. You roll the dice, you just gotta roll them for a long time. And I think what this here indicates is that they would love to be able to do something like this. It is not going to be an immediate thing. There's a slimmer of hope, but if they do develop this sort of thing, it would be down the road, not an immediate thing at all. Don't expect it to be dropping in like patch 12, for example, which would be cool, but it would be cool to see the claws in the game. But we also got some interesting things going on the Space Marine 2 subreddit. Some of you guys did not like some of the things happening around the cosmetics, especially the Blood Angel, so let's talk about it. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So check it out. I'm going to be brutally honest, brothers. I don't like the Sanguinis garment, and you can see it right here. Let me know what you think of it. Rate it out of a 10. Of course, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Sound off. And the comment is this. I really, really wish there was a version of this chest plate without the Sanguinis papyrus strap and wider wings, and I don't want to install mods for now. So it seems like a lot of you guys, if we scroll down here, want it to be kind of like clean cut. You know what I mean? It says, I'm a fan of what we got, but I'm kind of with you. I'm only using it on one of my characters at the moment. I would have much preferred the classic blood drop Imperialis. And you can see how clean it is, crisp it is. It doesn't have any, font or kind of like a logo standing out there. I completely get it. So maybe they can offer an update with that or a version that you guys would actually like, you know. But yeah, you guys know what time it is. It is time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It can end up right here in a future video. So yeah, let's do this. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what you guys had to say. And by the way, I got to say, it's just awesome to be covering Space Marine 2. Again, Update 11 has me totally hyped for the game. It's just becoming, in my mind, something very, very special. But yeah, let's check out what you guys had to say. First thing I've noticed was the bot customization. Finally, I can have something other than Ultramarines. Hell yes, I freaking love it. Let me tell you what. And next up, we have the following. Disappointed for the Salamander pack, to be honest. They could have swapped the helmet for a chest piece or at least better Salamander helmet like the ones that resemble a Drake. Man, you Salamanders cannot catch a break. Let me tell you what. And again, another comment about Salamanders. I feel the customization that was given for the Salamanders is less compared to the other chapters. Not just me, is it? Apparently, no, it's not just you. The community seems to be somewhat disappointed over what's going on around the Salamanders through and through, which just seems to be a thing with Space Marine 2. But yeah, there it is, guys. The latest happenings around Space Marine 2. Really, really excited for Techmarine. Let me tell you what, I cannot hold my excitement about that one. We haven't gotten like a whole, fresh, brand new class added to the game. There is something that I do want to talk about the Techmarine in future videos. Which is going to be interesting. Kind of curious about this one. But also really, really interested to see what happens to the synergy between all of the other classes as well. But stay tuned here for more news and updates about all things Space Marine 2. I have you guys covered. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.